This video will cover everything you need to know about lockout tagout, including how to build a rock-solid program and avoid incidents as well as OSHA fines. Whether you are very familiar with lockout tagout already or just learning about it, this video will have something for you. So sit back, relax, and prepare to learn everything there is to know about lockout tagout. What is lockout tagout? The term lockout tagout refers specifically to procedures used to ensure that equipment is shut down and inoperable until maintenance or repair work is completed. They are used to keep employees safe from equipment or machinery that could injure or kill them if not managed correctly. For example, a pneumatic press coming down on you while you're working under it, or your boss boring you to death through another meeting when you could be out working instead. Why do you need to worry about lockout tagout? If lockout tagout practices are not observed, employees can be seriously injured or killed by the machinery or equipment that they're working on or around. That seems like a good enough reason, right? If you need more convincing, there are also some pretty hefty fines involved if you choose not to follow the regulations laid out by CFR 1910.147, which is OSHA's standard on the control of hazardous energy. In fact, this specific regulation is one of the top 10 most frequently cited by OSHA. Learn more about the top 10 cited fines down below in the link. So what are OSHA's requirements around lockout tagout? This will be the most exciting part of the video, obviously. The OSHA standard outlines the minimum requirements for controlling hazardous energy, such as pressure, gas, electricity, and so on. It requires employers to have a program in place to make sure employees lock out machines before servicing or maintaining them. Employers must establish the procedures for removing the energy source from machines and putting the appropriate devices on them to prevent unexpected startup or reenergization. It must also address any stored energy the machine may have. Employers must also train the employees on the program they establish and inspect the procedures regularly. This means at the very least once a year. If tags are going to be used instead of a lock, there must be additional levels of employee protection to prevent the accidental injury or death of an employee. So how do I know if OSHA CFR 1910.147 applies to me? If your company has employees who service or maintain machines that could potentially cause an injury, then most likely the regulations surrounding lockout tagout apply to you. Anytime someone must construct, install, set up, adjust, inspect, modify, maintain, or service a machine or a piece of equipment, you must have a procedure in place to do it safely. Even tasks like lubricating, cleaning, unjamming, or changing the attachments must follow the proper lockout procedure. Essentially, if your people work in or on machines that could smash, cut, shock, trap, burn, or injure in any other way an employee, you're better off having a lockout tagout program in place. There are a few cases that it does not apply to, such as routine servicing that is required in normal production use of the machinery. To learn more, check out the link below that goes to the OSHA.gov publications. It'll go into deeper detail and is obviously more boring as well. CFR 1910.147 does not apply to agriculture, construction, maritime industries, or oil and gas, well drilling, and service. However, other standards do apply, and don't you want your employees to go home with all the limbs they showed up with? What tools exist to make lockout tagout easier? A lot of managers use old school methods for managing their lockout tagout programs, things like paperwork, spreadsheets, and binders. You could even get a little fancier and use something like SharePoint or Dropbox to get rid of the binders. Don't get me wrong, these methods work, but unless you plan on writing a dinosaur home, you should probably consider software designed specifically to make them easy and to meet the OSHA regulations. Lockout tagout software, like the one provided by BasicSafe, is designed to make your procedures easy to build, manage, and access so you don't have to worry about losing paperwork or sharing folders across the company. Plus, having the images built into the procedures limits the chances that something will be missed. What is a lockout tagout kit? Lockout tagout kits are bundles of lockout tagout devices that can be used for multiple different lockout tagout procedures. Usually they contain things like tags, padlocks, and other devices that help isolate potential energy release. The benefit to these kits is that some operations can manage all their lockout tagouts from one box. So how do I build a lockout tagout program? Lockout programs can be tricky, and an effective one makes all the difference. Learn all about how to make a safe lockout tagout program by following the example I put below. It should say how to build a lockout tagout program. But the steps are: 1. Create detailed lockout tagout procedures. If you need an example, obviously go to the link that I provided. Step 2. Make procedures easy to access. Step 3. Notify affected employees. Step 4. Follow the detailed procedures. Step 5. Train on the importance of respecting locked and tagged machinery. Step 6. Swap correctly during shift changes. Step 7. Bring equipment back online. And Step 8. Review and audit procedures regularly. So how do I know if lockout tagout software is right for me? Truthfully, this is a decision that you need to make yourself, but here are some things to consider. If you like sending employees home with all the pieces they showed up with, if you like avoiding OSHA fines, if you want your job to be easier, or if you like saving time and money, a lockout tagout software is probably exactly what you need. Schedule a demo of ours today and try it out yourself by filling out the form below, or check out the link below that will show you what the lockout tagout software looks like.